Welcome to the 8th episode of Season 2 Box Score Sports. I'm Minnie.
I'm Ski.
I'm JMO.
I'm Brad. I'm behind the camera.
Sir Brad.
It's going to be a good one. We got a lot to talk about. Short amount of time. We'll get right into it. Stay tuned for our interview with Kristina Anderson, head coach of the BBE girls basketball team.
Yep.
Sir, we'll talk about volleyball at their state tournament this past week.
Yeah, they won their first first match against the Gators. And then second day they played against Minnesota. Just close to the first two sets, and then they got beat. Did they get swept?
Yeah, they got swept.
But, I mean,
Yeah,
Minnesota
swept.
ended up winning state.
Yeah,
so,
Minnesota was pretty
Minnesota
good.
won state, but
Yeah.
so I mean, there's nothing really to hang your head on there.
No.
Then Saturday in the third place game,
Played Mabel Canton. Lost
wherever
in,
that is.
What's Mabel Canton?
I don't know where that is.
And then they
Lost in
seemed like we were about to pull it out, but then we just lost in 5.
But fourth place, it's pretty dang good.
out of 150-some teams.
Yeah.
That ain't too terrible.
Not a bad season.
Yeah, so now
Congrats.
Congratulations. Oh, congratulations to Ava Mueller breaking the school record on kills.
Yep, good job.
Yeah, she's aight.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, now we'll just head into the Kristina Anderson interview. Alrighty, now joining us, head girls basketball coach here at BBE, Kristina Anderson.
Welcome.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks for joining. Guess we'll just hop right in. What made you want to be a coach?
You know, that's a great question. I've always enjoyed sports, and I think just throughout high school and throughout college, I've always really respected my coaches. And when I found out it was something that I could do alongside of being a school counselor, I think it just made sense. And you know, I think right now too, it can be, coaches can be hard to come by. And so I feel like it's something that I have a passion for, and I enjoy giving back. And so it's just something that I've always really enjoyed and had a passion for.
So did you always know you wanted to be a coach, or did just in college and stuff make you want to be one more?
I wouldn't say that I always knew I wanted to coach. I guess I look back and along the way it maybe makes sense. I'm sure you guys all know too, when you are in high school athletics, you're asked to do a lot with your youth sports and help out. And so I guess that's where it ultimately started. During high school, I also did a lot with community ed and doing some coaching through that. And still at that point, I guess I wasn't like, oh, I would love to be a coach someday. But then again, in college, when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do when I grew up, as I was like a senior in college, I was a psychology major, which maybe you guys don't quite understand now, but a psychology major, you have a ton of options, but you don't have a lot of options at the same time with a psych degree. And so my assistant coach in college actually was a teacher at White Bear Lake High School. And he was like, hey, you should come shadow our school counselor. He was a collegiate baseball player. He's an awesome guy. You should see what he does and what school counseling is all about. So I went up and did some shadow hours with him, and I think that's when I really figured out that I really enjoyed like the school counseling piece. And then, like I said, the fact that I would also be able to coach, I think that kind of sold it for me. And then after college, when I graduated, I actually took a year off, and I was a nanny for two twin 2-year-old boys, and I knew that is not what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So during that year, I was applying to grad schools for school counseling, and then ultimately got a school counseling job, and then also some coaching gigs along with it.
What are your expectations for like this team this year?
Yeah, we started practice this week, which is always exciting. And I think, we had a brief talk yesterday with my juniors and seniors, and, we talked after our last game last year about how bad that stung and that it didn't feel good. And I think we had a really good summer. And I think these girls, and along with our coaching staff, have very high expectations. I think in terms of wins and losses, I really think it's more than that this year. It's our expectation of what this team is truly capable of. And I do think it's, we can absolutely put ourselves in the place to, potential as conference champions and as well as section champions. But I think we all know that just doesn't happen. It doesn't matter what our preseason rankings look like or they don't look like, that every night we have to get better and we have to prove ourselves. So I am really excited this year. We have a core of 5 seniors that I feel like, have been around forever, and I think they have very high expectations for themselves, and I'm just excited to be a part of this team and to be able to coach this team to see what we can do.
Yeah. How big of a motivation is it for the basketball team when the volleyball team just made it to state?
Yeah, I think that goes with, a tradition that this group of girls have created. It's been an exciting, 5 to 10 years, whether you talk about boys sports or, on this topic, girls sports. The state trips, when we have girls that are playing both volleyball and basketball, I think that expectation is high for both of them. Bottom line is good athletes are good athletes, whether it comes to volleyball or basketball. So I think the fact that they broke through again this year to the state volleyball tournament and place 4th place, I think that creates, that extra drive for them to want to do the same thing in basketball. And I think they learned a lot in volleyball too, as to what they needed to do as a team along the way and just where they came from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So I think that's a huge motivation. Just being part of that state tournament is an experience that a lot of people don't get. And so for us to have come up short this year and now for the volleyball team to have made it, I think it paves that path that they want to be back there this year.
Absolutely.
How do we replace the seniors from last year?
That's always a tough thing to do. Every class of seniors brings something different. Last year we had one of our smaller classes of seniors graduating, Kaylee Fisher and Shelby Anderson. And the seniors, you can never replace in a way, but what you look to do is that what piece of that tradition did they help create? And I think they gave us a level of, toughness and leadership that, just continues to be passed down. So again, like I said, you can't replace them necessarily, but what it does leave is they were both starters for us last year, and it gives way to younger girls who we need to step up in their roles. And so that's always an exciting thing too when you start a season, is who is going to step into their roles. And they did. They left some big shoes to fill, being starters and playing some very important roles for us. So I'm excited to see who's going to step into those roles this year.
For sure. What would you say the team has to do to be successful this year?
I think it really comes down to that, we have the talent, but I think it's how we work together is the number one thing. That you have different personalities every year, you have different levels of athletic abilities, but I think it's what sort of leadership do you have and how does that carry through to your team. And I think one really important piece of being successful is that girls understand and accept their roles and really do the best they can in those roles, because again, only 5 girls can start. Only 5 girls can end the game. So how do you piece that together when you need that burst from someone off the bench for 3 to 5 minutes that they're going to come in, work their butts off, and be okay with that. And so I really think it's just that team aspect that you need to piece together, because at the end of the day, they need to look at that girl on the right and the left of them and trust each other that they're all in this together. So I'd say that's the biggest piece of it.
Mm-hmm. What would you say the strengths of this team are going to be?
I would say the first strength is absolutely going to be our leadership. Again, we have some girls with some great experience, whether it's from past basketball seasons, and then as like you guys brought up earlier, from just having that winning mentality, whether it be from volleyball or basketball. So I think leadership is absolutely number one. I think the other piece of it is, if we're talking more about personnel, I think we have some great length at our guard position. I think that's a big piece. And I think just having girls that know how to play basketball, if that makes sense. So yesterday being our first day of practice, just watching those girls play together and, cutting off each other and some of those just natural pieces that they do, I think that's going to help us be successful. And then the last thing is, I think our girls enjoy playing defense. They might not all tell you that, but bottom line is they have kind of that gritty attitude that they are willing to play defense and love to get up and run and play that fast type of basketball. And so I think the girls that we have cater to that, and I think it's a fun type of basketball to play. So I'd say those are, I guess, our three main keys to success this year.
What is it like being head coach of the same sport as your husband?
Yeah, I think that's a question that we've been asked quite a bit, and a lot of people have. And it's good and bad.
Yeah.
No, it's great in the fact that, some people I'm sure wouldn't enjoy it if they're not like big basketball fans, but we love to talk basketball. At night when we're watching college or NBA basketball, it's like, oh, pause that, rewind it. Like the fact that you get it, because a lot of time goes into it, So last night when I'm making my practice plan and he's putting our kids to bed, again, it's something that we understand and we get it. So the parts that are bad would probably just be, it is a lot of time. And with having a young family, that can be tough. But I shouldn't say both of our girls, one of them's 6 months, so not that she enjoys the gym. But it's fun too that, our girls are going to be brought up in the gym, and I think that's awesome. So it's good that we have that mutual respect of what it takes to be a coach. There's absolutely times that, yesterday I was like, hey, do you want to look over my practice plan? And he was good, and he's like, oh, it looks good, but maybe I do this. So sometimes you take that as more of like criticism, but at the end of the day, we're there for each other and help each other out.
Right. I know a couple of years ago you guys made it to state. What do you think that you have to do to make it back to state?
I think the biggest thing is continually growing throughout the year. That we know when it comes to our first game, we're not going to be at our peak, and we don't want to be at our peak early. So I think if we can continue to grow with each other as a team throughout the year, and fine tune some of those things, it'll really help. I think an important piece for this team will be depth. We are a bit smaller in numbers, so I think late in the season that it really does take that depth factor, whether it's foul trouble or just having girls staying fresh if you're running that, kind of get up and go type of game. So again, I think just staying together as a team is really number one, and then our focus will continually be defense. We all know that sometimes you just have an off shooting night, but I think it's just those little things that you can control. We can always control how we treat our teammates, that we stay positive, and that we continue to get after it on the defensive side of things. So I think if we can control the controllables and take care of those on a nightly basis, that we'll be okay, and we'll put ourselves in a good place when it comes to section and playoff basketball.
Sure.
What is the hardest part about coaching?
Hardest part? Maybe a better word I would say is challenging. I think it's with anything, there's going to be challenges, and I think that the number one challenge is if you've ever played a winter sport or you played basketball, it goes through Thanksgiving. It's that daylight savings time that just switched, that you get here and it's dark. You leave practice, it's dark. It's snowing, it's cold. And then there's Christmas break that you barely have a break. So I think that long season absolutely becomes hard because it's a grind. You talk about these winter months and all the time that's put in. I would never take it back as to what we do with our youth and some of the Saturdays that it takes, whereas maybe in a bigger school you have a specific, you have more help with those things. So I would say, kind of that just continuing to develop the youth program and the time it takes. But like I said, that's a challenge, but something that I enjoy doing as well. And then I think for me personally, we talked about it earlier, but I think coaching the same season as my husband makes life a little difficult. And that's where I do, neither of us are from the BBE area, but how lucky we are to have ended up here, because when we ask people to help pick up our kids or watch them in the crowd during the game or whatever it is, people just have been so kind and generous. But again, I think just that length of season and the time it takes is a challenge. But at the end of the day, once you're there, I really enjoy it, and I think that's the important thing.
What's your favorite part about coaching?
Favorite part? I think working with the girls and working with my coaches. I really enjoy our coaching staff, and I think we have fun together, and I really enjoy the girls we have. And that's kind of the fun thing, is that, in high school sports, you always have a new crew of seniors, you have a new crew of freshmen, you have a new crew of girls that have improved over the summer who are willing to take that next step. So I think it's just on the daily basis of being able to work with our team and then see them improve, whether it be individually or as a whole as a team. And then state tournament trips, are always a bonus. That's fun too.
So everyone can tell that you enjoy coaching. How long do you see yourself coaching?
Oh, jeez. I guess, that's something that I think as a coach, I don't know if you would have a great answer to that question. Personally, I think I take it year by year, and I think it's when that passion isn't there anymore, or there's maybe a higher reason that you just can't make it happen. And so, I think the situation we're in, where we're both coaching and it's becoming a bit more difficult, we're making it work. And so I think it's just a year-to-year decision. And I think right now we're in an era where the tenure of coaching is getting less and less, for whatever reasons it might be. But again, I still love it. I enjoy being there. So I guess I can't tell you that I see myself coaching until I'm 60, and I guess I can't tell you that I don't. So again, right now I do. I enjoy it. I love it. So I'm gonna keep doing it, I guess.
For sure. I think that's all the questions that we got.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming on. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, I enjoy watching the podcast, so I'm excited.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Kristina. That was a good interview.
Great interview.
Now we head on to NFL. Go back on week 10. Thursday night football, Falcons-Panthers.
We didn't watch this game. We were eating at a restaurant during this game, so we didn't really see it.
Yeah, we were down at State.
Very good restaurant.
At the mall. Food was actually good.
Oh, yeah. I like the food.
I like the food. How about you, Brad?
I love the food.
Brad got some food for dessert, too, if you know what I mean. All right, then we got the Seahawks-Bucks, the Germany game. Tom Brady looking like a receiver. And Leonard Fournette throwing to him.
Threw a pick.
Didn't work out for him at all.
Hey, he said if he went to slip, he would have mossed him, so.
He wouldn't moss him, nobody. Lions-Bears.
That was a good game. That was
Justin
really
Fields
good
was off in a loss. so
167 passing
sucks
yards,
for
2
him.
passing touchdowns, 147 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. If I had to do the math,
Okay.
still lost.
I don't know how to
Yeah, the
respond.
Bears
to that.
are just, I don't know.
Justin
Bears,
Fields is
when you-
looking
yeah,
really
when-
good right now.
When your quarterback does that and you still
Justin
lose.
Fields hasn't had he's only had one game over 200 yards passing.
He's looking good as a fantasy player, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
fantasy's good.
I love him as a fantasy
Actually,
player.
quarterback, I'll pass on him.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Dolphins win 39-17.
easy
Nah.
game. They didn't punt once. Their punter was taking a nap on the sideline.
They actually didn't punt one time.
No.
Well, I mean, when you score 39 points.
Yeah.
It's
Browns
not
look
40,
horrible.
though, so you could have done better.
Michigan, I didn't even watch this game, to be honest with you.
Browns?
No,
No.
Really, probably because it wasn't on TV, bud.
it wasn't.
Unless you got NFL Prime. Something like that, NFL Red
That's
Zone.
probably why I didn't see it.
Probably because you live in Minnesota and we're watching the Vikings, if I had to make an assumption.
I mean, you can't really blame them for watching the Vikings.
That's what I'm saying. You're watching the Vikings game.
All right, Titans-Broncos. Titans win 17-10. It's another game no one really watched.
Yeah, they're just not.
You know,
Broncos ain't riding.
Broncos are, yeah.
Nothing much to say there.
All right, now on game of the week, possibly game of the year, Vikings-Bills.
Yeah,
I mean-
possibly game of the century. Who knows? They're saying.
I got to take back what I said about Jay Jettis. He's still worse than Jamar, though. No, but that was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Those,
the
la-
Vi-
those last
want-
2 minutes were pretty damn crazy if you're
Yeah, I didn't even get to watch. I was in the
Josh
deer
Allen
stand.
literally
Deer
lost that
hunting
game.
for deer.
That would be what you were doing in the deer stand if I had to make a mild assumption. But Jay Jettis with the catch on 4th and 18.
That was just
Perfectly
unbelievable.
delivered ball from Kirk Thuggins. Again, that was a bad throw, but
What would you guys
Wasn't horrible.
say when there was like 40 seconds left and the Bills were driving down the field, and I think Davis had that catch on the sideline?
Oh,
That
that
was
was he did not
incomplete.
catch
That
that.
I
wasn't
literally
actually a catch.
saw that mid, like, as it happened, I was like, that boy didn't catch that. They don't even replay it.
Yeah, you're supposed to, aren't you?
It's a little
Final
bit
2
effed
minutes.
up.
Well, yeah, because the coaches can't challenge with it in the last 2 minutes or whatever.
But then when they're driving ice, I kind of am like a psychic, so I knew Josh Allen was going to throw a pick to Patrick Peterson.
Yes, sir.
So I actually like knew.
That fumble on the goal line was pretty.
That
Yeah,
was
I don't even know
fun.
how you do that, but
That's sad.
I don't know why they're QB sneaking there. I mean, I do know why, but
just kneel it in the end zone.
Yeah. They could have taken a safety.
Yeah, even if they would have taken the safety.
well, then they would have had a punt to us.
Free
Well,
kick.
still,
to
we
you.
would have had only like a minute to go with no time.
I guess you can't predict that he's gonna fumble on the goal line.
Yeah,
No, I'd
that's true.
probably call a QB
I
sneak
predicted
too.
it.
You could run that play 99 times out of 100, and Josh Allen ain't gonna fumble it again.
Clearly not.
Never
'cause-
know.
Oh, what if
That's
one-
why I said 99
mean,
times
J-Mo?
out of 100.
That's that one time out of 100.
Yeah.
It's actually the one time out of one, if I had to do my analytics.
Okay, Texans and Giants.
Nobody watched this game. Giants win. Crazy.
Chiefs win 27-17. Not a surprise.
I was actually pretty surprised over this.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
Jaguars.
Juju got
I didn't think it was.
popped.
Yeah, he got
Just
laid
kidding, I
out.
was
He's done
joking.
for.
I
He was
wasn't.
dead.
I wasn't surprised.
He was dead for about 30 seconds, but he came back to life. Okay, Saints and Steelers.
Resurrection or what?
This one was a surprise.
Yeah, not really.
I
Yeah,
don't think
this-
anyone was surprised.
I was just completely surprised.
I had
Steelers-
Kenny Pickett winning this game. Najee Harris, 19 rushes, 99 rush yards.
Whatever, they both suck. Blah, blah, blah. Move on.
Colts Raiders.
Yeah,
Jeff Saturday, coach of the year, I heard.
He's undefeated. Want to know?
The Raiders are kings of choking, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were they up like 7 or were they up at all? Was that last
Yeah,
week?
they definitely were.
Probably.
That's because JT's
probably were.
packing.
I feel like that was.
Let me.
Okay.
JT finally had a good game for fantasy wise.
That's because Jeff Saturday was
the
a.
game of the quarterbacks, backup quarterbacks.
Because Jeff Saturday was
Oh, we're still on this one. Okay.
Jeff Saturday was a freaking offensive lineman in the NFL, and he was good. So
Yeah.
he taught them Colts linemen how to block for JT. Trace McSorley. On to Trace McSorley. Took the dub over the Rams.
That's
Cooper Kupp, I
Trace Mc-
heard, is having surgery.
Yeah, we don't
Trace
talk about that.
McSorley
It's
wasn't
just-
even the starter.
No, he wasn't the starter.
was
Somebody
like
else
Colt
got
McCoy.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
Colt
Colt
McCoy.
McCoy hurt his PCL, ACL, MCL. Just I don't know what happened to him.
Trace only played like one snap.
That one snap Got them 10 points for the dub. Then we got
Packers, Cowboys.
Packers. I mean,
You might have to start
That's just
picking against the
lighter.
Packers every week. You pick them to lose.
Packers, in like 2 weeks when we play the Eagles, we're beating them too. I mean, Eagles can't stop any runs as we saw last night. We'll get to that later. But the Packers, we got some dominant rushing. Over 200 yards rushing.
Yeah, they should.
Christian Watson, 4 catches, 3 tuds, 107 yards. You love to see it. Nothing much to say there. Just an easy dub.
Chargers, 49ers. 49ers win 22-16.
Chargers,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Chargers didn't have a receiver. What's his
Still
name?
got-
Mike Williams is out. Keenan Allen was out.
I think
Yeah,
Keenan
Joshua
Allen's.
Palmer.
I think Keenan Allen's coming back this week though.
So is Mike Williams.
They're
I
gonna be
heard
red
they're
hot.
making a run for the Super Bowl after that.
They have a good roster.
Injuries,
not-
man.
Yeah, injuries.
Yeah,
are
true
common.
that, true that.
Then we
yeah.
got the Commanders beating the Eagles. If I had to make a recall of last week's pod, I'm pretty sure I picked the Commanders to win.
Did you actually?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I
I did.
remember.
Oh, dang.
'Cause
That's
we
a good
got.
call by you.
I mean, I knew it was gonna happen. No one believed. They won by 11. It's a blowout.
It was
Yeah.
only actually by 2.
No,
They got that little.
last time I
at the
checked, 2
end.
plus 6 ain't 11.
I thought it was 21-23 for some reason. Okay.
Yeah, because they would have been lateraling if they're winning.
What?
You just said they won by 2.
I meant
Why
they
were
were
the Eagles
they were losing
laddering?
by 2. Never mind. Just cut that.
All right.
All right,
Now,
that's all the games from last week. Now
on
we're
to the
going
Week
this
11 slate.
Thursday night
Packers
football.
Thursday night.
Another boring game.
You baked, bud?
I got the Titans.
I got the Packers.
I got the Packers.
Yeah, I think I'm going
Yes,
to
sir.
Packers.
Yes, sir. Then we got Bears Falcons.
Falcons.
Give me the Falcons.
Give me the
Bears can't
Bears.
seem to
Bears are
win.
gonna choke somehow.
Falcons are going to win. Justin Fields is going to put up 40 fantasy points, and I'm going to be okay with it. That's what's going to happen.
He's gonna
Eagles-
throw 2 picks.
He's gonna be. It's
He's
gonna be
gonna
like
have-
150 passing yards, 180 rush yards.
2 rushing
Yeah, it's new
touchdowns.
running back.
3 broken fingers.
Okay.
Then we got
Eagles,
the
Colts.
Eagles Colts. Give me the Colts.
Eagles bounce
Eagles.
back.
I got Eagles.
Eagles are starting to look like the
Bro, it's
Steelers
it's
a few
one
years
game,
ago.
alright?
they look like
One
the
game.
Steelers. Would the Steelers lose to when they're undefeated? Oh, that's right. Washington. So I mean, it's looking just like that.
But that was
Jets
the,
and
that was the
Patriots.
football team though.
True.
Jets and Patriots.
Same quarterback though.
Jets.
I'm going to go Jets.
Jets, yeah.
Jets.
Washington Commanders versus
Commanders.
Texans.
I got
Commanders.
the Commanders.
Rams Saints. Give me the
I got the
Saints.
Saints.
Rams are a poverty
Saints.
franchise.
I'm going Rams.
Are you
They're
stupid?
so
Who the
bad.
heck
Who do
are
they
gonna
have at-
throw
Cooper Cup
to?
is hurt.
Oh,
who are they
yeah, I'm
throwing
going
to?
Saints. I'm going
Oh, you
Saints.
can't switch your.
You
thing
can't.
now.
You got Rams.
just-
You
I
got
just-
the
Rams.
Rams.
Fine, you know what? I'll stick with the Rams. They're still going to win.
Have fun with
Dude.
that.
Browns Bills. Give me the.
Bills bounce
Give me the
back.
Bills.
Bills.
Yeah, I got the Bills.
Wait, which week is it?
Probably the week it is.
11? I think.
Panthers Ravens.
Deshaun Watson comes back next week then.
Yep.
That would be true, except no, he doesn't, because they have a bye and then he's coming back.
They got to buy
I
next
would know
week.
that.
I would, and they play his former team, the Texans. It's gonna be a grudge match.
Panthers, Ravens.
I got the Ravens.
Give me
Ravens.
the
Yeah, it's gonna be the
Ravens.
Ravens.
Then we got Lions, Giants. Give me the.
I got the Giants.
I got the
Give me the
Giants.
Lions.
I was gonna
Giants.
say Lions, but then Casey did, so give me the Giants. Raiders, Bronx. Let's not. I don't even want to pick a team. here.
Broncos.
I'm going Raiders.
That's
Give me
right.
the Raiders.
I'm gonna go Broncos. Raiders will find a way to lose.
Yeah.
I heard the Raiders. Never mind. I probably shouldn't say that. All right, we got Cowboys, Vikings.
I got the Vikings.
Vikings.
I got
yeah,
Vikings.
I got the Vikings.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Bengals, Steelers. Give me Jamar Chase.
Give me Bengals.
Yeah, it's gonna be the Bengals.
I got Bengals.
Steelers ain't winning twice in a row.
Chiefs, Chargers. Give me the Chiefs.
Give me the Chiefs.
Yep, Chiefs.
Yep, Chiefs.
Then we got America's Game of the Week, I heard. They didn't know a Game of the Week. 49ers, Cardinals. Give me
Monday
C-Mac
night.
early.
I got the 49ers.
Forty-
And the
49ers.
49ers.
Yeah,
Actually,
49ers.
if we have Trace McSorley starting, it might be a different story. But give me the 49ers.
Yeah, that's all the games, and that's
That's it.
all we got for you
That
guys.
would be true if that was the Monday night game.
No player picks or what?
True.
Head into fantasy.
QB1 for the week. Gotta go with my boy Lamar Jackson coming off a bye, fresh legs.
Justin Fields.
I called that last week and I was right. Can't be right 2 weeks in a row.
Justin Fields.
Did you actually say Justin Fields?
I said it last week because I'm the predictor of the century.
Okay.
I got Patty.
Good to know.
Give me Hurts.
Give me Lamar Jackson.
All right, RB.
I got
Christian McCaffrey.
Saquon.
Give me
McCaffrey.
Give me Aaron Jones.
Me, Austin Eckler.
Oh.
Okay.
Wide receiver 1. I mean, it's kind of clear who it's gonna be. Jamar Chase.
We go Diggs.
He loves it when you count him out. Diggs.
Give me AJ Brown.
Oh, jeez, I have no
Bro.
clue.
How many yards did A.J. Brown have?
Justin
1 catch,
Jefferson.
7 yards.
Okay.
Last time I checked, Terry McLaurin had 8 for 128 on Darius Slay, and A.J. Brown had 1 for 7 on who? I don't know.
All right, tight end.
Tight end, give me. I'm just gonna have to go out on a limb here and say Dallas Goddard.
He's hurt.
I wasn't even trying to say Dallas Goddard, and then I just said that.
I'm just gonna take Travis Kelce.
I got Travis Kelce.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, I was gonna go Schultz.
I was gonna go Schultz too.
I'm gonna go
Dallas
TJ
Goddard got
Hawkinson.
hurt.
Who you doing, Casey?
I'll go TJ Hawkinson.
Kinda.
I was gonna do Schultz though.
Dallas Goddard's doubtful.
Oh,
Oofda.
he loves it when you count him out. He ain't out yet. I got Dalton Schultz.
Okay.
All right. Doing any flex or anything like that?
Oh, sure.
Flex.
Flex. Alrighty.
Nobody.
Next I got Jamar Chase.
Ooh.
I got CD.
Flex, I got A.J. Brown just because TK, with the
sir.
respect
You
to
were just
Jamar
hating
Chase.
on him.
Well, then once he talked up my boy Jamar, it just helped me pick out A.J. Brown.
I don't know.
Defense. Or shit. Crap.
I don't know who to do. I'm just gonna go Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
Defense.
Defense.
How about Jay Jettis? Bills.
I'm gonna go Commanders.
True.
I'm just doing whoever plays the Texans.
I'm going Ravens.
All right.
I don't know.
Kicker.
I'll go Bills.
Kicker Kareem Hunt.
I think I'm going Greg Joseph.
What's the Raiders kicker's name?
Daniel Carlson.
Yeah, I'm going him.
I got Nick Folk.
All right.
I think that's all we got.
Yes, sir.
See you boys next week.
Later.